Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. I am Tata Punch. Price starting at 5.80 lakhs. Ringkat bat ka net foodish. Ordar mapi nginwan ra amangi hakir dobyeng jongpi.
Director General of Police Kajala Dr. L.R. Bishnoi haka apply tarik unailur arajar arpuar ulai thu bagi Pulit jong ke East Khasi Hills District kilayo Kurup Haduh South gram Drok heroin san point san na ke Pisa artli thuk bat kowe ke kali haka je kran bagi lat pathai khubor uniu khlido jong ke tanat Pulit Kajala ulai thu ru bahakini sau banai balalenya katanadu banai jeliu Haduh unailur arajar arpuar Katanat Pulit kalayo Kurup lai pon nreo ar kilo Drok heroin 1,000 san spa kilo ukenja shispa san program opium shispa 100% bilar ki dawai jerho kharwai hajar khandai spa ar song ki dawai kuli amphetamines bat kador jong kini ki jingdi be an kalakot Haduh khat phra pon lai phulai klur Shushu lai thu bahagini sau benai Katanat Pulit kalayo Kurup Haduh lai huwei teli ki kaliret bala syatu bat Kurup ru sau teli ki Drok Khandai photoli ki mobile phone kawai ke sulai bat katu kan ni ki kuli. Kapisa belayo Kurup nai kinong khai Drok Haduh mentah kalakot syaka arfu saw pon arfu arlak. DGP ulai thu bagi Pulit kila register saw pratli ki kes bayo kem shispa lai fu saw ngut gibran keti. Hakaba shispa arfu san ngut kidai ki sendang bat khandai ngut kidai ki kentai.
We are concentrating on our strategy, simultaneously creating awareness against drug abuse in the urban as well as rural areas. And also, we have strengthened our enforcement drive against the drug traffickers. So during last 2 days in the East Khasi Hill districts, we have recovered nearly 400 grams of heroins and 2 motorbikes and 1 vehicles. And cash nearly 5.5 lakhs during last 2 days. But I wish to share some figure with you for last 4 months, June, July, August and September till today. During last 4 months, the Meghalaya police has recovered 3 kg 62 gram heroin, 4,500 kg ganja, 150 gram opium, 145 bottles of cup syrup, 11,902 tablets of methamphetamine, and the total cost in the illegal market of these drugs is 18 crore 33 lakh. So you can say that during last 4 months, the Meghalaya police has recovered drug worth value 18.33 crore rupees. So this is a huge recovery, and for this credit should go to all the district police and the anti-narcotic task force as well as special branch for timely collection and dissemination of intelligence. Along with the drugs, during last 4 months, we have recovered 31 vehicles. Mostly the vehicles are the small and medium-sized vehicles. These 31 vehicles also include 4 number of trucks. We have also recovered 90 number of mobile phones, and most of these were smart or Android phones. We have also recovered 1 arms and few rounds of ammunition and daggers. Our cash recovery total from the drug traffickers as on today till today for last 4 months stands 24.22 lakh. 24,22,311 rupees to be exact. We have recovered these drugs and registered 48 number of cases during last 4 months, and we have arrested 134 accused during last 4 months. Out of these 134, 125 are male and 9 are female. Out of these 134 accused, 123 accused belongs to Meghalaya state and 11 accused belongs to outside Meghalaya, mainly Assam, Manipur and Arunachal. This indicates that the drug traffickers are working as interstate gang. out of these 134, the total accused, 5 number of accused are those who are repeated offenders. They have been committing crimes repeatedly, so booking them under PIT NDPS Act is under process. We have noted that out of 12 districts of Meghalaya, most of the drug trafficking is taking place in the 8 districts, that is East Khasi Hill district, West Khasi Hill district, Southwest Khasi Hill district, East Jaintia Hill and West Jaintia Hill districts, Ribhoi, and then West Garo Hill district and South Garo Hill districts. Out of 48 cases, 50% cases are registered in the East Khasi Hill districts. The next highest registration is in the West Garo Hill district, that is a Tura, and the third is the East Jaintia Hill district, that is a Clariat, and next is the Ribhoi districts and the West Jaintia Hill districts. So this kind of analysis help us to concentrate as far as the crackdown against drug trafficker is concerned in these 8 districts. The 4 districts which have not registered a single case in under NDPS or the drug trafficking case are East-West Khasi Hill districts, that is a Mairang, East Garo Hill district, that is William Nagar, North Garo Hill district, that is Resuvelpada, and Southwest Garo Hill districts, that is Ampatti. There are total 76 police stations in Meghalaya. Out of that, 18 police stations have shown registration of NDPS Act cases. So we will concentrate on these 18 thanas comparatively more than other thana, so that to break the supply chain of the drug traffickers. Other than that, during last 4 months, we have also launched a massive drive against the bike lifters. Most of the stolen bikes are either from Tura or from the Shillongs, and some bikes they have purchased from the Assam and other neighboring states. So during last 4 months, we have recovered 141 stolen bikes, and we have arrested 61 bike lifters during last 4 months, and we have registered 19 number of cases against these bike lifters gangs. Yesterday, in the whole night, intervening night of yesterday and today, the East Khasi Hill District Police have launched a massive operation in the town areas. When the whole town was sleeping, our policemen were conducting operations in the interior, the suburb areas of the mobilized and other surrounding areas. And our team, this operation continued till morning, and our team was able to get some successes in the recovery of heroin. They have recovered 319 grams of heroin, the 15 gram of cannabis, and 7 number of mobile phones, and 1 vehicles, and the 4.5 lakh rupees cash. Day before yesterday, the East Khasi Hill district also conducted operations against the drug traffickers on the basis of the technical inputs, and day before yesterday, recovery was 64 gram heroines, 5 number of mobile phone, 1 Maruti Ciaz, and 10,000 rupees cash, and 1 dagger also. So this is regarding the drugs recovery as well as the recovery of the stolen motorbikes during the last 4 months. I wish to share it with all of you, friends from media, because we have realized that media has a colossal role in generating awareness against the deadly drug menace in the state of Meghalaya. So we seek your cooperation. So help us and highlight these nuances of the drug trafficking so that the public can understand the nitty-gritties and public can cooperate with the police, and we can get more and more information, and we can try our best to eradicate this menace from the state. 3 or 4 the large-time traffickers were arrested from the Shillong cities who were getting supply from the state of Manipur and Mizoram. We got certain inputs about the activities of drug traffickers in the state of Manipur and Mizoram, and we shared instantly these inputs with the DGP of Manipur. Other than that, most of the drug mafias, they are acting behind the curtains. They are not operating directly from the city of Ceylon. So that is why it is difficult to nab them as far as the local operations are concerned. For that, in NCODE meetings, we have raised this issue, and we sought the cooperations of the other northeastern state so that we can work unitedly and jointly to control this menace. So the modus operandi varies from drug to drugs. For example, in case of ganja, the transportation of ganja they do always in the trucks, not in the small and medium-sized vehicles. And the drivers are coordinated from the point of origin, like either it is in the Sipai Jhala district of Tripura, or the Jironia area of Tripura, or maybe the Myanmar border of the Manipur and Jiribam of Mizoram, like that. So they divide the whole area into sector and subsectors. For transporting the drugs from one sector to another sector, the driver gets 50,000 rupees to 1 lakh, and after passing that drugs, the next driver will take charge, and accordingly the drugs will reach up to Guwahati, from Guwahati to Siliguri, and then from Siliguri it goes to the other states of India. The ganja, for example, in northeastern states, if the price is say 5,000 rupees per kg, the moment it reaches Delhi, the cost of weed becomes 30,000 rupees per kg. So we have recovered 4,500 kg ganja. So this is generally a modus operandi of the transportation of ganja. And ganja they stuff under the other goods, and the papers are made for other goods, challans are there for some other items, and the ganja are either hidden in the concealed chambers behind the seat of drivers, or if the quantity is more than the base of the trucks. So this is their modus operandi. As far as transportation of heroin is concerned, because it is transported into very, very small quantity, so generally it is the couriers are there. Drug traffickers, sometimes they directly take drugs from the Manipur or the Mizorams, and then they transport to their customers directly at pre-decided points. And the drugs, the heroines and the other drugs, psychotropic substances, they are generally taken into either the private buses or in the small vehicles. Sometimes vehicles belong to them, sometimes they hire taxi also. In one or two cases, their modus operandi was they used the vest belt, and in the belt the heroin was concealed in such a way that during normal checking it cannot get the attention of the cops on the streets. So other than that, they have also used the ladies for transportation of drugs. The ladies carries these drugs either in their handbags or sometime under the wearing apparels also. So these are the general modus operandi we have noticed, and most of the couriers belong to the state of Meghalaya, either the drug addict themselves or those who are indulging in the supply business, because it generates huge amount of money. So once they are in this business, it is difficult for them to come out, and greed overpowers them. It's a very difficult, because sometimes even the scanners they can't detect it. So that is why, as an alternative, we have started using our canine dogs also. We have trained Meghalaya police has 12 number of dogs. Out of that, 4 are trained for narcotic detection. So these we are using these narcotic trained drugs for detections of the drugs which is concealed in the vehicle or in the body of an individual. Scanners are not installed in every entry and exit points. So we will submit our requirements to the government that at least the interstate border, if the modern scanners can be installed, then at least large vehicles can pass through them, and we will be able to detect more drugs. Out of 134 total the arrest, we have noted that nearly 14 numbers of are below 18 years. 14 are, that is a cause of concern for us, and we have visited a few rehabilitation and drug detection centers also in the Hope Point and in the Sencor. We have seen there that some of them are juveniles, and some of them are 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 14-year-old. So I really feel pity for these young chaps who are resorting to the drugs abuse. So far, because these are the very new cases, all the cases are registered from June onwards, and in many cases commercial quantity is recovered. So we have 180 days time for completing interrogation. So far not a single case is charge sheeted, because most of the cases IOs are waiting for the receipt of the report from the FSL. In the narcotic detection drug, in the primary test, it shows confirmatory confirmations for the heroines and other drugs. Our test indicates that it is heroin, but to judge the level of purity, that is a percentage of morphine in heroin, etc., we have to wait for the FSL report. If FSL report we can receive within 180 days, so charge sheet can be done immediately, because the process is more or less completed. If it will not receive, then we will submit prayer to the court that without the submission of the FSL report, our charge sheet should be accepted, so that they should not get defer bail. Yes, you will see immediately, maybe next week or next to next week. In most of the cases, procedure is completed. Drug disposal order has been taken from the court. Drug disposal committee is ready for the sittings, and maybe within next week, 1 week to 10 days, you can see that most of the drugs, seized drugs, will be destroyed. Definitely there is a delay in completion of investigation. To overcome these problems, we have been calling the IOs with their case diaries, and they are sitting in this very conference hall with senior officer, and senior officers are supervising their case diary, so that procedural lapse should not be there. We have noted that the 80% of NDPS Act cases are failing in the court because of procedural lapse. And second is the delay. 80% of the cases are failing in the court because of the non-compliance of the laid down procedure under NDPS Act. Small procedure lapse sometime by the IO, then defense lawyer will plead and the accused will get the bail. So to overcome this problem, we are training all the IOs, senior officers, and we are concentrating on the capacity building so that they can understand the procedure in details, and there should not be any lapse from their side, and the watertight case can be filed charge sheet in the court and can be prosecuted accordingly. So you have seen that during last 4 months, 8 to 10 drug traffickers, they got convicted in the court, and the punishment ranged from, I think, 2 years to 10 years, something like that. So the conviction rate is improving slowly and slowly, but poor conviction rate still remain a cause of concern for us. I agree with you. We have arrested total 4 constables so far. They were found involved in the supply of drugs because they themselves are the drug addicts. So to overcome this problem, we have sought the assistance of qualified counselor, and some counseling sessions were organized for those policemen who have resorted to heavy drinkings, and they are prone to be lured by the drug traffickers. And secondly, to overcome this problem, we are concentrating more on the PT, parade, sports, and other physical exercise, so that their BMIs and other can be improved. Yes, we are also concentrating on crime against property. So that is why these stolen vehicles were recovered in the East Khasi Hill district. You will be happy to know that during last 72 hours, we have recovered 25 number of stolen bikes. And the operation was synchronized in such a way that we have involved the police of other districts, and 72 hours, day and night, our team worked, and we were able to recover 25 number of the stolen bikes. And out of these bikes, most of the bikes were stolen from the Shillong town. And we have arrested 8 people so far in those stolen bike cases, and out of 8, 3 were found brothers, and they were also indulging in crime against property. So by arresting 8 people, we have prevented many crime against property cases which otherwise could have taken place.
Since 2014, our country has been plagued by divisive forces. TMC is in Meghalaya with the mission to empower the people, uphold the ethnic cultures and traditions, celebrate the sacred land. To oust the proxy BJP government from Meghalaya, be the change, support TMC by calling on 96877 96877.